Hello! In this video we are going to show how to change the supplies in a Kodak 8800 color printer. The paper loading can be a bit tricky until you have seen it done once or twice. When you buy the replacement supplies, they will come as a kit. Both the ribbon and the paper are in the same box. Each kit will do 300 8x10s. Here we see the contents of the kit. Let's get started. The top cover opens with this latch. Pull it forward and the cover will lift straight up. Inside you find we have the ribbon roll, the paper roll, and a scrap bin. The ribbon is going to be empty. We're going to take it out by pushing to the right, lift up, and remove it. Next, we will remove the scrap bin. There is a locking lever here for the paper. We're going to remove the rest of this paper. Kodak puts extra paper on each roll to make sure that you don't run out of paper before you run out of ribbon. Also, as the roll gets farther down on the core, the prints can have a little more curl to them. Excessive curl can prevent the print from exiting the kiosk. There is usually an extra 15 or even 20 feet of paper on the roll. We're going to remove that and throw it away. Unlock the paper and it comes right out. Notice we have color-coded spindles for holding the paper, and they're color-coded as to which side they go on. Take them off, and again we're going to throw away this paper. The new roll of paper will be sealed with a piece of tape, and it has a keyway on the core. That keyway goes onto the blue spindle. The blue spindle is the only one that has a matching keyway. It's impossible to put the paper in wrong because the spindles will not fit if you try to do it incorrectly. So there we go. Now gently set it back into the printer. Pull the tape off. At this point, there is a little shelf or tray. You can't see it too easily from the angle of this video, but the paper goes on top of that tray or shelf, and you just slide it forward. Sometimes, if it has a bit of curl, or if your approach angle is off, it won't feed through. Just pull it out and start again. I like to make sure that the leading edge is pretty flat. That helps a great deal in getting it to feed through the first time. You'll notice there are red indicators. The paper should be lined up between the two outside red indicators and right up next to the middle one. Hold it in position, back roll the paper so that it's nice and snug, and now lock it into position. It's very important that the paper be in between the red marks and nice and square. Otherwise, it will not feed properly. Next, we'll take a look at our ribbon. Leave it in the plastic until you're ready to install it. It will help keep it clean. At this point, you can take the plastic off. I prefer to leave the paper on. It's a little bit easier to handle that way. The barcode goes on the front left holder. Insert the right hand side first, push it in, and now set the left side in place. Turn the rubber drive support until the keyway drops into place. At this point, we can peel off our paper. Don't leave any scraps behind. Take the rear spool and install it in the same fashion we did on the front one. Make sure the rubber keyways on both the front and back rollers are fully engaged. Remove any excess slack from the ribbon. The last thing we need to do is to reinstall our chip bin. Between every print, a small trim piece is taken out to make the prints borderless. That scrap falls into the chip bin. The bin should be emptied every time you open the printer for any kind of maintenance or to load supplies. Now lower the cover. You don't want to slam the cover down or even push it down real aggressively. There are sensors up in the cover that will get out of alignment if you continually jar the top cover. Lower the cover, hold the release catch in, push it down all the way, and then release. At this point, the printer is going to go through an initialization process. That process will take about 1 to 3 minutes. I'm going to speed the tape up here so that we can get right to the end of the process. This piece of scrap will come out every time you put in a new roll of paper. If you touch the outside of the paper during the installation, your fingerprints will prevent the image from transferring properly onto the paper. Ejecting a foot or so of paper assures that your very first print will come out perfect. We're all set. We're going to push the printer back inside the kiosk, and that's all there is to loading supplies in a Kodak 8800 color printer.